Welcome to this morning's debate on augmented is the new reality. Applications for the use of augmented reality in electronics manufacturing is evolving fast, from the field maintenance troubleshooting to training and real-time production monitoring. They're destined to become an essential part of the factory of the future. And here to discuss that this morning, we have to my extreme right, Michael Ford from Aegis Corporation, and to his left, James Leather from ASM. Welcome, gentlemen. So I'm going to dive straight in because we're on limited time here. We have a third panelist joining us as well. And here he's coming, Michael Hanke from Rehm Thermal Systems. Nice to meet you again. Okay, so let me get started then. So what are the main applications for augmented reality in electronics manufacturing? Well, we'll start with you actually on the end, Michael, if that's okay, because you're already using augmented reality. What are the main applications for it?
I think very important augmented reality in case also of the training of the predictive maintenance that we have more and more importance, because we must train the new guys, we must train the existing guys, and this is a very, very helpful instrument, that we do it also with science. The sign shows, okay, he must open the door. The sign shows, okay, you must close it. And also important is that our system also give him a feedback, okay, you did it right, in the right way, or you did it wrong. Otherwise, you got also a signal, hey, listen, you must do it in this way or that way. And this is very important for our global partners. Yeah? And it's independent from the language. And this is a big benefit for all of our partners. And we can also show this augmented reality to the complete line solution. Not only linked directly to this system or that system. We are open also with our partners to offer it in a line.
Right, okay. So, Michael, how easy are these things to program? I mean, Michael mentioned there, for example, it's independent of language. So, are you programming different subtitles into it, or how is this working?
What we've seen over the last couple of years, where we've seen demonstrations of augmented reality, you go to the trade show, Hanover Fair was full of them, you see all of these systems. What you don't see are the hours and hours and hours of engineering effort that's gone into setting these things up. So it appears as though anybody can do it, but actually they can't. It is the people like yourselves who are already investing in this technology, and from our perspective, what you set up in our system, I mean, we have paperless documentation that provides kind of step-by-step assistance to the operators electronically. Being able to apply the exact same data to augmented reality without any additional programming at all means that it makes it much more accessible, and the cost of ownership becomes almost zero. So instead of being something that is very, very difficult to set up and very expensive and not very practical in situations other than very specific applications. Actually, it can be part of the mainstream as long as we integrate it with the machines. And in our case, we integrate that with our MES solution, so we are providing that assistance for manual operations. Right,
okay. So, James, at ASM, you're working with virtual reality, but you're moving towards augmented. Tell me how that's working for ASM, and where that's going to, how you're managing that move into AR.
Yeah, we first started about 2 years ago with the Remote Smart Factory product. This is where we offer expertise, support from remote location to the customer. We use eyewear, we use tablets in this method. The next stage, what we've been working on, is the new ASM Academy. This is where we're focusing, coming away from classroom trainings, classic trainings, going into e-learnings, text-to-speech, interactivity, supported with virtual reality for showing explanations how to do part exchange, step-by-step instructions, not using the headsets. I don't believe that the technology is really there yet with the headsets, and not everybody has access to these in a learning environment. So we're using 2D virtual reality working off a computer, running from our LMS. And now with the augmented world where we're going into, we've got 2 use case examples. One is a tablet based, where we're looking now to transfer this into a headset, where it's an accelerated learning method. This is where you can gain experience on how to. You've gained experience inside the learning environment, and now you're inside the real environment. So you need a mixed reality vision of how to change a part and guidance. And
so what, you're using animations and how to explain how to change a part?
Twin factory overlays. We're overlaying it where you can take the covers off the double, and you can see the internal objects.
Right.
We get the explanations how this works, explanations how to take the parts out, how to do the maintenance, all the maintenance instructions. It's a way of bringing the information to the person when they need to know it.
Yeah. No, it's true. Now, Michael, you've got a wonderful system that you demonstrated a couple of years back even on reflow ovens, how you can actually see the reflow oven profile in real time, which was quite incredible.
Yeah, very important nowadays is one point, predictive maintenance for sure, that we already explained to you, but a second important point is also an overview about the process technology. What happened in your production.
Yeah.
And with the glasses you can easily identify, for example, the reflow profile. You can see also the actual temperature. You can see also identify is the process in the right way, in the right range, and if you have some issues you can react immediately.
Right.
And this is a big benefit. And the second point is also about the training, that we have also used the glasses as an offline system with the animation, so you can train and bring them to a different level. Your operators, your maintenance guys, your process guys, train the process, training on the job, also with the assistance of the glass. And this is very important with the augmented reality.
Yeah,
and there we see also the benefit.
Yeah, because James mentioned that they don't like the idea of the glasses too much, but I mean, I think you need the glasses for some applications, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
But
normally you use the glass as a starter. And our experience is you use the glass for 5 up to 10 minutes, not longer. Yeah, and you use it as an assistance. Second, it also gives you also a safer environmental, because we can also connect us, for example, from the headquarters, from our experts, to the glass and assist this person at the machine, at the process, and support them during the process. And this is very important. Yeah, and then it's also easier to use the glass. And channel is normal time. It's around 10-15 minutes, not longer. You shouldn't use it not all the time. I think this is also our experience with our partners.
Right, okay. Michael, are there any security implications with using this? Because a lot of companies are very reluctant to allow exterior vendors to have outside access to their systems.
It's a major concern, security obviously, and a lot of these remote assistance kind of protocols need to be secured. Within, for example, the Connected Factory Exchange, we encrypt data coming from machines through to the MES layer, and that may go outside. It does need to be controlled. I think the biggest barrier that these guys have had for many years is the fact that the IT groups just shut down the ports and stop you getting the data.
Yep.
So whenever things are open, there is a real risk, and I'm sure these guys have built in the adequate kind of security measures to do that. We certainly have when we take our data from the MES layer within the factory into the cloud to provide a kind of a hybrid cloud operation. So there are technologies to do it, but we mustn't forget about that, for sure.
Right. Okay. James, I mean, for a company thinking about using this for practical use, I mean, how expensive is it to get involved in this? Is it an expensive item to add with the support? I mean, how does it work?
I mean, first of all, you've got to understand where you want to roll this out within the factory. Is it really going to be rolled out to all the operators in the factory? My vision there is it won't be. We have other guidance systems for the operators. We have like command center, which will assists information what the operators need to do. Where we really see the augmented side coming in, additional to the training, is also for the less frequent activities like upgrades of the machines, maintenance activities, or corrective actions. Right. And this is where the augmented world really does help with glasses. Glasses are important, so your hands are free.
Excellent.
I would take that a step further. I've been in front of a couple of customers. We've talked about our new product, Factory Optics, and the idea of having a headset on assembly people where they are able to just, like with a blink of an eye, read a barcode, visual feedback, voice feedback. It's all of this kind of stuff. It's exciting. We've got to understand that people who work in the factories of the future are the guys and girls who grew up playing video games.
Right.
They've been wearing these headsets for 24 hours at a stretch, and they're
having your
much
hands
more
free
comfortable
is going to be
with
a
it.
big thing as well.
This is it. So putting a headset on me, I'm going to get neck ache and eye ache and all kinds of problems. But we're talking about newer generations of hardware coming along that are lighter with better battery life, which we're now using. We've seen cases where people are using these for extended periods without discomfort, and the productivity increase, the kind of traceability, data acquisition increases. The justifications almost write themselves.
Right.
And I have, without any exceptions, all of the people I've spoken to said, yeah, I want it now.
Right.
Okay, we need to work out how that's going to happen, but basically they're very enthusiastic because it's very attractive to new people coming in. And as we said earlier, people are learning things in different ways, they're working in different ways. These technologies and the software behind them that we've all developed are designed to cater for that mindset. And that's the important thing. It's not just the technology, it's the software behind that we each are developing.
Well, it's a hugely exciting area, guys. I wish we could talk about it longer, but for now I want to thank you for joining us today. Michael Hanke from Rehm,
Thank you.
Michael Ford from Aegis, and James Leather from ASM. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.